Welcome, everyone, to Bristol Motor Speedway. We are live from Thunder Valley on a Sunday night, ready to go racing here from Bristol Motor Speedway. It'll be a lot of fun seeing how these drivers take on the last great Coliseum. First race of the COTs in 2007's Winstel Cup Series season. Back-to-back races at that. Las Vegas next Sunday will be the exact same way. We're glad you're with us here on ABN for all of your Winstel Cup Series action. Points going in. Pretty straightforward. Looking at how everything stands right now, Jose Solis Jr. currently sits at the top of the points order. Brendan McGee, Emily Howe, Gabriel Mauricio, and Sean Pellig, your top 5 at the moment. Will make things interesting. Your top 10, obviously chase contenders. You're looking at that early on. You look at some of these names that should be consistent. How many of these names do mix it up as this season goes along? 2 races in, a lot of races to go before you even get to the chase here. The top 35 will also mix up a lot here as we get ready for the starting grid. Let's go ahead and look at the qualifying results here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Colin Keister, Daytona 500 winner 2 weeks ago, did not have a great race in Fontana last week. Jacob Potak alongside him, separated by just a few hundredths of a second to be on the front row there. The defending champion won last week in California. We'll try to go back-to-back, but both our race winners so far this season, front and center in this field. Blake Cannon, Andrew Ferry-Nares, Lucas Davila, Michael Guest, Alex Chilcutt, Tom Wetmore, Christian Budd, and Dylan Roberts make up your top 10 here in Bristol Motor Speedway. Aaron Smith, Evan Locke, Alex Bates, and Ryan Daly, they make up rows 6 and 7 here tonight in a very jam-packed field for the third race in a row. Over 43 cars, 44 tonight. We have 45 both at Daytona and Fontana. Bryce Saucier, Tyler Head in the mid-pack of it all here. Steve Buchanan, Brennan McGee, Brandon McKissick, and Josh Chen make up your top 20 halfway through this field. Christina Ryan, podium finisher, 3rd place last time out in California, alongside another top 5 finisher from Fontana. Far from the front here, mid-pack in row 11. Jose Solis Jr., points leader going into tonight. A lot of work to do. He's used to that, though, here at Bristol. He starts 23rd alongside Mike Rasmus, with Steve Brown, Kirk Marble, Ryan Moyer, and Ryan Hill in the top 14 rows. Row 15, your top 30 is rounded out by Craig Lautenslager and Brandon Coppinger. Nick Doucette, Philip Snipes, they're in row 16. Ryan Andrew, Parker Alexander, Brandon Cruz, Emily Howe, Corey Cook, Sean Pellig, Chris Champeau, and Tom Bullitt will make up your top 40 here, and the last 4 in the field did not set qualifying lap times. TJ Crampton, Tyler Murray, Corey Steinhauser, and Hayden Rapa will round out the field here in Bristol. Thank you. A lot of race ahead of us here. This is a big one. We saw drama early in the race last season. Nick Doucette has won this race twice in the last 4 years. Can he go 3 for 5? He's got to go from down the field to do it. Christian Budd, the defending winner of this race, also has his work cut out for him. Pace car pulls down out of turn 4. 44 cars are ready. The first COT race of the season is underway in Thunder Valley. First lap completed under green. 200 laps in this race. It's one of the longer Winstel Cup Series events. And there is the caution. If I'm not mistaken, this might be for Corey Cook. It is. First caution of the night. We got through the opening lap. And you see the drama further down the order as Corey Cook and Tyler Murray come down the pit lane. So let's take a look, replay. And it's already underway there. Corey Cook gets a little bit of help. And we will have to back it up just a little bit. See if we can get a better camera angle here. We may just need to go to the blimp cam. We'll try that. So Corey Cook, the 25, center of your screen is where this is going to epicenter here. Chris Champeau, the 22, behind him is the one that tags him. And ABN quarter speed, slow motion. Corey Cook tries to get to the bottom of the racetrack, but Champeau fills that hole on the yellow line. Sean Pellig looks like he almost gets clobbered in this. He does get contact, but Tyler Murray's the one that really gets the lion's share alongside Corey Cook there. Sean Pellig did not enter pit lane that time for repairs. Steinhauser, Murray, and Cook all did. See the repair work being done now on the 25 of Cook. As the front of your field sits front and center. Jacob Potak, defending series champion, won in Fontana. Said he didn't feel confident going into that race. Something that he just sort of felt as the race went along. He felt like he could put a little bit more time in to get ready for Bristol. He had a little bit more optimism for this race, and it shows. Qualified second, Colin Keister, obviously rolling in. For those that haven't seen him on ABN, first race on our screens came at the Daytona 500 2 weeks ago. Came in, was competitive throughout the race in that number 3 machine. Rolls through, wins on debut in Winstel, showing his pace to the world. Both of them front and center. Should be a fun fight between these two. The green flag flies. Away we go. And already a little bit of trouble further back in the running order. A little bit of a checkup here, but looks like we're all good. Thought it was a little bit further back there with Brandon Coppinger. You see the stack up there as it is, but no damage, so we're all good. Jacob Potak leads the way still. Blake Cannon, new ride in that 96 Hall of Fame racing machine. Doing the Arrowhead Racing number proud. Sitting right now in the 3rd spot. Got around Andrew Ferrinares, who is no slouch when it comes to these short ovals. Really emerged as a top contender in the short ovals last year. North Wilkesboro was a stand-up performance. Led the most laps there in North Wilkesboro in the wild card race. Sitting side by side with Cannon. And just ahead there, first time appearing this season, Michael Guest in the 46. Sitting in the top 5 ahead of Lucas Davila, who has turned up the intensity in his campaign to kick off this season. We saw him improve a decent amount at the end of last year, getting those back-to-back top 10s, putting together some of those results. He has qualified well all 3 races this season, and he has finished really well in all 3 races this season. So, 2 races so far. This is race 3. So far at a good spot. He's in 6th. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. 200 laps, a lot can happen here at Bristol, as everyone can kind of attest. But so far, really good for Davila. Qualified 5th. He's down a spot there to Michael Guest. But looking confident. not only in the Gen 4 machine, but also in the COT. Good old car Tomorrow that debuted in the 2007 season. Ran mostly just the short tracks and the road courses. We'll be using it a lot more here in the Winstel Cup Series season, beginning with Las Vegas next week. These cars will be flying in Sin City. All that is next Sunday, right here on ABN. Alex Chilcutt in the 7th spot. He was not happy with how his car felt, but he is top 10 at the moment. Chilcutt did not take part in practice earlier this week. His unhappiness, some of his competitors chalked up to just not having a lot of track time to get adjusted. We'll see if that's the case or not. But so far, sitting pretty well. 7th place for Chilcutt. Tom Wetmore in the 16. Jackson Hewitt machine in 8th. Christian Budd in 9th. And that Arby's machine, fantastic looking race car for the former Winstel Cup Series champion. He is 9th ahead of Dylan Roberts, the Budweiser Chevrolet. Sitting as the gatekeeper to the top 10, Corey Cook and Tyler Murray have been both back down pit lane for more work on their race cars. Multiple laps down for both of them in this event. They're the only 2 cars off the lead lap right now. Evan Locke, the 33. Richard Childress Racing Machine. His teammate Solis entered at the top of the point standings. He is trying to do his part as well on the Richard Childress Racing team in that 4th machine. Josh Chen sitting in the number 60. Just a little behind there in the 12th spot ahead of Aaron Smith. The 01 Army machine qualifying in here. See the rookie stripes on that car. This was the debut season for Eric Almirola, who would have started in some of these COT races. Smith sitting in the 13th spot, did not qualify for the race in Daytona. A little bit of trouble further back. Parker Alexander has come to a spinning slide. Single car, but he will go a lap down immediately. A little bit of damage on that 44 after Michael Waltrip Racing had a phenomenal race at Fontana a week ago. So far, no such dice for the Toyota camp here in Thunder Valley. He is now sitting 42nd, first car off the lead lap. And Lee Howe, team leader there for Michael Waltrip Racing, sits in 29th position. Alex Bates, the leading car for that team right now on the leaderboard, 20th. That does not look like the 00 for Alex Bates. I may have that wrong. He was in the 00 last week. A lot of driver changes rolled around here, so I'll have to double check on that one. Tyler Head, one of those that did change from the 35 to the 04. The Morgan McClure machine in 19th position. Gabriel Mauricio up 4 spots, trying to go and grab that 5th one from Mike Rasmus, who has also gained 7 spots here. A lot of drivers on the charge. Ryan Moyer up 11 spots in this race so far. And he is your biggest mover so far, up 11 spots there for the 31 Singular Wireless Chevrolet for RCR. His teammate, Jose Solis Jr., right in front of him, that 29 Shell Pennzoil machine. Both of them on the charge forward, getting around Hayden Rapa, the 58, sliding backwards. Trying to stay out of the way of the race leaders as they come on through. Mark Alexander still the first car off the lead lap at this point. Jake Potak leads the way. Corey Steinhauser under threat of going a lap down here. But your defending Cup Series champion has set sail on the field so far. He has opened up a second 0.6 in front of Andrew Ferry-Nares, who has gotten himself around Blake Cannon and Colin Keister, who's dropped down to the 4th spot. One caution on lap 2, multi-car crash involving Corey Cook, Tyler Murray, and Sean Pelleg. Only caution so far. Laps beginning to tick away. Importantly, momentum beginning to be built by the cars. A lot of rhythm important here at the last Great Coliseum. And you're seeing that front and center right now. Ryan Moyer and his teammate, Jose Solis Jr., battling. That is for the 15th spot. And caution is out for Ryan Andrew. We were going to ride on board there with Solis, the 43 of Ryan Andrew, with some damage on that right front. You see the exposed tire there. And we're going to take a look as to why for Ryan Andrew. Blimp cam high above. We're going to take a look. ABN slow motion quarter speed. And that is connection there with Steve Buchanan, the 39 for Gen Racing. Doesn't look like a lot, but that will still affect the car's performances. There just drags the right front across the safer barrier there. And Ryan Andrew there for Petty Enterprises slides down the racetrack. There's his teammate, the 45, Brandon Coppinger, avoiding him. So does the 6 of Tom Willett. And again, Racing 39 of Steve Buchanan also minimizes the impact there on his machine as they roll through, but he will drop spots. They were battling within the top 20 when that took place. And now they will be near the back of the field. You see some of that damage there. Front and center on that 43 car. He's going to try to look for the wave around to get back that lap that he lost in the crash. So will the 77 of Corey Steinhauser and the 58 of Hayden Rapa. They will all try to get their laps back here at Bristol, and it feels like it's an in-vain attempt given how many cars we have in this field. All 44 still rolling, and single-file restarts. It's rough. If we can. See if we can pull up our track map here so you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. This is what it looks like. With Mike Rasmus leading the race. And cars to the inside, lap down. That's Corey Cook, and Tyler Murray will be there as well. But that is how many cars, that is how large the field is here at Bristol. Over half a lap to span the field. Cars go a lap down quickly here at Bristol. Going an extra lap under caution here. But you get the idea as to the advantages of track position, and that's what a lot of drivers have gone for here. Rasmus, Chilcutt, Champeau, and Wetmore have all went for the track position game. Evan Locke, your top 5. Tyler Head, Christina Ryan, Alex Bates, Bryce Saucier, and Kirk Marble helping to flip the field on this second caution of the night. Green flag falling to start lap 40 of 200 here. Green flag flies, and away we go. Wheel spin there for the 22 of Champeau. And immediately leapfrogged by Wetmore. Here comes Evan Locke. 3 wide as everyone tries to get around him. Corey Cook gets out of the way in a hurry. He saw the hornet's nest, didn't want to be a part of it. He's already had his fun here this evening. Champeau quickly falling out of the top 10 altogether. And this will be the difficult part, because now here comes the lion's share of the cars that took 4 tires on this pit stop. They're at the back of the field. They've got the most work to do, and they're also trying to find a way around Chris Champeau as he slides all the way back here. This is, we pull up this graphic. He restarted this race in 3rd. He's already down almost out of the top 30. There's Jose Solis Jr. There's Emily Howell, the 55. 30th place right there on the nose. Philip Snipes in this group as well. We'll get around him, and we'll put him down in 31st. Rasmus leads the way over Chilcutt, Wetmore, Locke, and Tyler Head, your top 5. On board with the 84, Christina Ryan, podium finisher last week in California. Finished 3rd for the first time on the podium outside of a plate track, and the first time in Winstel in almost 4 years. A little loose there. The Red Bull Racing driver battling with a very familiar foe on board. Also on the 11, the Joe Gibbs Racing machine of Bryce Saucier. Very familiar companionship here as they battled in the ABN Champ Car World Series. That series begins its 8th and final season on Wednesday in Miami. Both of them getting a warm-up here, battling each other in Bristol as they get around Parker Alexander. Alexander going a lap down again. He is in 42nd place. Looking behind from the 84. Christina Ryan certainly enjoying the idea and the fact that she's going to be looking at most of the field in her rearview mirror and not in front as they get around the 58 of Hayden Rapon. We also have an onboard camera. This is what we were going to try to pivot to. Your points leader, Jose Solis Jr. That was what we were going to try to go to, and we go to him right on time, and he gets checked up in a crash. Multiple cars involved there. 3rd caution of the night. Gets us beyond the 25% mark, beyond lap 50, and a lot of damage on the back of that 29 car. And your points leader in a lot of trouble. Hayden Rapa, Jose Solis Jr., Aaron Smith, all with significant damage. Solis almost entered a closed pit lane, avoided it. Let's take a look here. This is Hayden Rapa. We go quarter speed here. ABN blip cam in the slow motion. That's the 7. That is Ryan Hill. That's trying to get by him there. Brandon McKissick, the 42. Everyone trying to make their way forward. Does McKissick get into the 7 of Ryan Hill? Absolutely he does. That's Brandon McKissick in the 42. As to mention, Ryan Hill in that number 7 machine goes around. Hayden Rapa checks up. Solis struggles to see the full effect of it. Lucas Davila gets involved. Aaron Smith gets a piece of it, and they just check up there. Thankfully, the outside lane remained open, so it minimized how many drivers were actually affected here. Ryan Hill himself, not a lot of damage on that 7 machine, but everyone behind him gets a bigger piece of it. They're trying to beat the pace car out to avoid going a lap down. That looks like they did so. Repair work done. They got that bumper reattached at the very least onto the 29 machine. But their points leader now 37th. So 3 cautions here tonight. Still no DNFs. All 44 cars still rolling. She'll cut your race leader. Top 5 so far. Alex Chilcutt. Leading the way there, Mike Rasmus, Tom Wetmore, Evan Locke, and Alex Bates. Your top 5 here tonight. As we get ready to find another restart here. Bryce Saucier, Ryan Daly, Kirk Marble, Steve Brown, Jacob Potak back in your top 10. Colin Keister, Nick Doucette, Blake Cannon, Josh Chen, Christian Budd, your top 15. Gabriel Mauricio, Brandon McKissick, Dylan Roberts, Ryan Hill, Ryan Moyer, your top 20 of 44 cars in this field right now. Craig Lautenslager, Sean Peleg, Aaron Smith, Brandon Cruz, and Tyler Head, your top 25. And we'll continue to look down the order here. Christina Ryan from 7th. Took a pit stop there, dropped down to 26th. Andrew Ferrier alongside there in 27th. Lucas Davila there, 28th. TJ Crampton, Brennan McGee, your top 30. Tom Millette, Emily Howe, Philip Snipes, Brandon Coppinger, Michael Guest. Christian Poe, Jose Solis Jr., Ryan Andrew, Parker Alexander, your last car on the lead lap here. Actually, Corey Steinhauser is 40th on the lead lap. My apologies there. The last 4 here on this screen are all off the lead lap right now. Hayden Rapaw leading that bunch at the moment. Everything sorted out here. A little bit longer of a caution to get everything sorted through here, which makes sense. We do have additional content coming up here. ABN Victory Lane live on Patreon. The QR code on the right side of your screen. Tune in and catch extended post-race coverage. We'll talk to our podium interviews here on Twitch on the standard race broadcast. Additional interviews and highlights coming up here on Patreon after this show goes off the air. Hope to see you there. Alex Chilcutt at the front of the field. Not happy with how this car felt in practice. We covered that topic earlier in the broadcast. He is now at the front of the field. See if that conversation changes now that he's got the front of the field. And importantly, he's got clean air. Everyone is at a crawling standstill at the moment. As we get ready to go racing, I do believe. There we go. Green flag is in the air. Away we go. Extended caution there, but we're back underway. Third restart of the night. Get you a good look at the speeds here as they roar on through, entering turn 3. Magical stuff there. Alex Chilcutt leads the way. That number 12 machine is looking outstanding right now. Mike Rasmus trying to stay on his heels in that second spot. The Furniture Road Racing machine ahead of Tom Wetmore and Evan Locke. Evan Locke a little tight there. Went up the racetrack, almost tagged the fence. He's trying to find a way around that 16 car. Would like to finish top 3. Putting in the work so far at the moment. He is in 4th. Bryce Saucier, your top 5 at the moment. He's ahead of Alex Bates and Kirk Marble. So Alex Bates is supposed to be in the number 00. You can see that now pretty well. The Phoenix Racing Machine. This is the real Phoenix Racing Machine. Kirk Marble, the 09. Battling with Jacob Potak side by side, the defending champion on the charge back through the field. He is battling for that 7th spot, and he's going to get it. Steve Brown under threat from Blake Cannon. And the 96 gets ahead. A little bit of a bump there as Cannon slides in front of the 10. Cannon stays in position, but here comes Josh Chin, the 60. Cannon in 9th, Chen now in the 10th spot. Nick Doucette, 2-time winner here at Bristol, all of them in the Gen 4. First time in the Gen 5. He has made his way up into the top 12. He is in 12th spot, up 19 spots. Only driver up more is Rasmus in 2nd. Rasmus up 22 spots from where he started. Battling side by side there with Steve Brown. Chevrolet and Dodge battling for 11th. A little bit of damage there on McKissick from that contact with Ryan Hill that caused the third caution of the race. McKissick, that damage not affecting him too awful bad. He is sitting in the 13th spot at the moment. And caution has come out for the 4th time. And this time it is for, unfortunately, the Argentinian. Lucas Davila has spun around. And will go a lap down here. Who comes down pit lane? He's got to wait for everyone to go on through here. Which is so unfortunate. Now he's down in 40th place. So let's take a look here. What happened to Davila? Finally, there was Sean Pellick, who's got a lot of damage from when he got hit by Corey Cook, his teammate there at the beginning of the race. That was all the way back on lap 3. And I think Davila just gets loose in front of his teammate. Brendan McGee right there behind him, the 9. Yeah, he just begins stepping out there at a turn 4. Does he bounce off the 48? That looks like latency. That looks like net code. And it's going to bite the 19 on the front straightaway. Inside fence. Almost got completely clobbered. Does get hit. Gets tagged by Parker Alexander. Almost got hit by Ryan Daly. In 72. So Davila down pit lane now. Andrew Ferriner is now at the front of the field. We officially have our first retirement. Steve Buchanan is out. He'll be classified 44th in this race. He is the only retirement so far. In front of the field, Andrew Ferrinares, Christina Ryan, and Michael Guest, your top three. Alex Chilcutt, fourth. Jacob Protak, top five. As we get ready to go back racing, pace car is in. Andrew Ferrinares leads the way. Green flag flies. Away we go. Fourth restart of the night. Starting us off on lap 80. Oh, trouble. Almost big-time trouble there. Chilcutt and Protak made contact. The door open for Rasmus. Protak trying to be optimistic there with Chilcutt. And I think it has spooked the 12 a little bit. Almost a disaster. And the two will go door to door. Michael Guest challenging Christina Ryan for that second spot. Battles 2 by 2, several spots throughout the field as the laps continue to tick away. They have allowed Ferrinares to waltz away already. 3/4 of a second is the gap. Outside lane beginning to prevail a little bit here. Inside lane seems to be the favorite lane. Outside lane beginning to grow in number. But Michael Guest gets clear of the 84 Christina Ryan. Christina got a bump from Chilcutt. Evan Luck there 3 wide. And Christina Ryan is going to drop out of the top 10 pretty quickly. Now side by side with Blake Cannon, the rookie. Ends up recovering there, but further down the order, now out of the top 10 altogether. Josh Chen in the 16, taking that 10th spot away. Watching again this battle for the third spot, Michael Guest could not withstand the pressure from Jacob Protak, the defending series champion. Out to second place now. Chilcutt trying to look for third. Sawing the wheel of that Altel Dodge for Team Penske. Here comes Mike Rasmus. 78 up to fourth. Michael Guest looked pretty strong initially. Beginning to wither away now in that number 46 machine. Carrying sponsorship from Jeff Weiler and 360 OTC. Side by side, 16. That's Tom Wetmore. And they are 3 wide behind. Trouble! Wetmore up the road in front of Michael Guest and Blake Cannon. They check up big time behind. Huge crash. Tom Wetmore nose first into the fence. 5th caution of the night. Tom Wetmore down on pit lane. Understandably, a lot of damage on that 16 car. Let's look high above here. This is going to happen pretty quick. This is Wetmore, Michael Guest, and Blake Cannon, the 3 that are 3 wide on your screen. Evan Locke gets away from this one in the 33. Wetmore just drifts up the racetrack, not realizing that Blake Cannon has got his nose there and just directly into the outside wall there. Michael Guest gets another piece of it from Cannon, so damage on both sides for the 46. This could have been so much worse for so many cars. A huge heads up from the entire Winstel Cup Series field. to avoid all of that melee. A ricocheting car tomorrow avoids getting completely destroyed. And Wetmore, as a result, has a chance to fight another day. He is actually still on the lead lap now. You see the currently position changing. He is now 34th on the racetrack. So that car, pretty robust, I would have to say. And there's live pictures of Tom Wetmore on your screen. And he will gain more spots as more pit stops take place. Alex Chilcutt cycles back to the front. Pit stops have once again hit here. Lap 93 of 200 underway. Still only one retirement, that being Steve Buchanan on lap 52. Saw this last caution. We're seeing it here as well. Extra lap under formation speeds without the pace car. And here we go. And here comes Evan Locke. Wasting no time, the 33, trying to challenge for the race lead. Chilcutt leads. Evan Locke from third to second, trying to get to the front. Mike Rasmus and Josh Chin, top four. Gabriel Mauricio, the Brazilian, top five. Door to door, side by side. And caution is out again, Aaron Smith. Christian Budd involved, the 17. That is Aaron Smith and Christian Budd, both of them stuck. Trying to get those cars back rolling. A lot of damage on both of those machines. And we'll figure out why. It looks like Corey Cook also got a piece of it, the 25. Sixth caution of the night. And it starts here. Steve Brown, Dylan Roberts, and Christian Budd, they come together. And that's where we had a little bit of a latency issue on our end. Christian Budd tries to keep it safe, tries to avoid, tags the inside wall and becomes a pinball. Nowhere for Aaron Smith to go. Jacob Potak gets a piece of it too. So does Tom Millette. Parker Alexander gets another piece of an accident there. Unfortunate luck for him. Looks like Sean Pella gets a piece of it, the 48. I don't know if he gets a piece of it or if he avoids hitting Tom Millette. Either way, very close call there. He avoids the 01 of Aaron Smith. There's Christina Ryan. I believe exiting pit lane. I'm not sure if she went down there to avoid the crash or if she was exiting pit lane at the time. Not sure what happened there. Getting where she was avoiding the crash. So she just went straight to the tire barrier there on the inside lane. And you see the rest of the field is trying to find the way around the parked cars as they try to get their cars off the apron. So several cars on pit lane here. Top five on your screen. Alex Chilcutt, Evan Locke, Mike Rasmus, Josh Chen, and Gabriel Mauricio. Getting ready for another restart here. Chilcutt, Locke, Rasmus, Chen, and Mauricio. Green flag is out. We're back underway here at Bristol, and here comes Evan Locke once again. quicker on the draw there, the 33. Way quicker on the draw, the 33. Side by side, though, Chilcutt's not going to give this lead up without a fight. Side by side, door to door, out of turn 2. Lock loose in that 33 car, and cautions out again. Lock in front. And this is trouble further on down the order. Huge crash. This is in turn 2. Steve Brown, Craig Lautenslager. Two of those cars that have come to a stop. The 11, Bryce Saucier, also come to a stop, among others, as the caution flies. So we're on caution number 8 now, in pretty quick formation. And it starts, technically, I believe it starts up here with Saucier. Checked up behind McKissick. We'll need to get a better look at that. Let's reset that replay real quick. He's behind McKissick, the 42. Yeah, he just checks up. McKissick feigns going low, but doesn't completely commit to it. Saucier gets caught out by it. Gets tagged by the 31. That is Ryan Moyer, who we've seen several times tonight. Not usually under these circumstances. Moyer gets a little bit of damage for his trouble, but everyone checks up there. Ryan Daly, Steve Brown, Craig Lautenslager in the 99. And you see the parking lot that becomes turn 2. 16 of Tom Wetmore, 19 of Lucas Davila. The 96 of Blake Cannon has to come to a stop, and he still makes contact with Lautenslager. So 8 cautions as we get past the halfway point here in Bristol. Evan Locke leads the way now over Alex Chilcutt, Mike Rasmus, Josh Chin, and Gabriel Mauricio. Under our 8th caution here tonight. Further down the running order, we'll take a chance to kind of check in. Further down the running order, Kirk Marble, Alex Bates, Tyler Head, Brandon McKissick, Nick Doucette, your top 10. Colin Keister, Dylan Roberts, Parker Alexander, Ryan Hill, Inley Howell, top 15. Brendan McGee, Christina Ryan, Andrew Ferry-Nares, Brandon Cruz, Christian Poe, your top 20. As the green flag flies once again. A little bit of a slowdown there on our overlay. But we are back underway. 8th restart of the night. And Evan Locke, who has been a bit of a gunslinger on these restarts, got away from Alex Chilcutt pretty quickly there. Didn't want to give Chilcutt the chance to really respond on that restart, and did a good job with that. Rasmus and Chen side by side, 3rd and 4th. Mauricio top 5. And then Kirk Marble sitting there in the 6th spot. Ahead of Nick Doucette, who has won this race twice. One in 2022, one in 2024. They're following the trends. It's an even number year. Nick Doucette could have a chance. And right now, he's 7th. He has done a great job, as low as 31st, but he is at his best of the race so far in the top 10, trying to chase down Mike Rasmus here. You see 209 cars, Alex Bates in the wrong car selection there, supposed to be the 00. Kirk Marble in the correct Phoenix Racing machine as they roll around within the top 10, both of them. Tyler Head in 9th, Dylan Roberts, your top 10 on the nose. That was a car in the fence. Dylan Roberts in the fence. The 8. The Budweiser Chevrolet. As Roberts falls out of the top 10 and under threat of falling out of the top 15. But he does eventually recover and will slot in 14th place. Onboard the 84 mid-pack. A couple of onboards side by side with each other at the moment. The 84, Christina Ryan. Has been as high as second place. Has been as low as 38th. It's not been the smoothest race for the Red Bull Racing driver. Neither has it been for Blake Cannon, the 96, the series rookie, with our DLP on board. They battle side by side. Out of turn 4 here. That is Chris Champeau up ahead. See, almost daylight there on the inside lane. Christina Ryan trying to hold on for dear life to that spot. Ultimately loses a spot and loses out to the 43. That is Ryan Andrew in that Petty Enterprises Cheerios machine. Josh Chen up to second. Alex Chilcutt's dropped down to 4th place. Two official retirements. Jacob Kotek has joined that list. It looks like Christian Budd might be as well. So 3 retirements, 41 still running here in Thunder Valley. Colin Keister, the 30, that Daytona 500 winning car, sitting right now, looking at the inside of Nick Doucette. In the top 10 once again, qualified this race on pole position. And the 30 of Keister, a little bit faster than Evan Locke at the moment. Gets around Doucette, challenging Chilcutt. Being a little bit faster while also battling side by side is an impressive feat at the moment. Colin Keister knows what it's going to take to be successful here at Bristol. He's trying to get that 30 car back to the front and away from the chaos. Gets clear. So does Andrew Ferrier, 74. Also running faster than Colin Keister. We'll see if that changes. Couple of short track racing aces closing in on the top 5. Keister in 5th, Ferrier in 6th. Locke leads the way, but he is already under threat. That is Josh Chen in the 2nd spot. Everyone dancing around here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Side by side for the race lead. Josh Chen got to the bottom of the racetrack, moved Evan Locke up a little bit, and now they both wash up the racetrack. Both of them abandon the bottom, and because of that, Evan Locke stays in the race lead. Mauricio up to 3rd. Trouble further back. And it looks like it's Tyler Head on the 04. And it is. Take a look high above, ABN slow motion quarter speed. This is in front of Blake Cannon, the 96. We were on board with the 96 and the 84 as they battled just a little bit ago. And the 96 finds his way to the left rear quarter panel of the former Winstel Cup Series champion and ultimately to the fence. As Tyler Head slides and creates a roadblock all the way down the bottom of the racetrack. 32. Looks like a lot of people just avoid him altogether. Could have been a disastrous run there in the corners. It's so hard. It's just like with what it is at Dover. When you have cars that spin out and they spend so much time Broadway or broadside, it's so easy for a one or two car incident to become 15, 20 cars. And that's not the case. You see Christian Budd back on the racetrack. They're not retired. He is back circulating because he knows, as with how this race is, there's a lot of wounded race cars on their last leg. And those are very valuable points. Figured out here. Like Rasmus out in front now. Then I want to take the time to sort of just kind of go over some of the upcoming races here on ABN. RX High Octane next Saturday. North Wilkesboro Winstel Cup Series action. We talked about this race. CO2 racing in Las Vegas. All of that next weekend and more. As we get ready to go back racing here in Bristol. 9th restart coming up. Green flag flies and away we go. And already under caution again immediately. This will be number 10 on the night. And this one, it looks like it is the 22 of Chris Champeau, who has a little bit more battle scar on that car than what he had before. This is on the restart. And we're actually going to go ahead and go full speed considering we're on the restart here. If something happens, I'm willing to bet either he gets tagged or gets wheel spin. He gets a lot of wheel spin. He gets tagged. He gets both. Tom Willett, nowhere to go. Gets tagged by the 84 Christina Ryan. They saw a green flag. He just couldn't get going. And when you're that far back in the running order, it is so imperative to get a good restart because if you don't, you're going to be lapped in 20 laps. It gets so difficult. And so that's what happens to Chris Champeau. I want to ride on board with Champeau here and see if we can hear him go. On board the 22. He just doesn't go. He is in really, like, he doesn't sound like he's in first gear. Yeah, he just doesn't get going. He's not in the right gear. Let's hear from Christina Ryan's on board. Anticipating the start here because this is where it starts. Yeah. Champeau just doesn't go. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on the 84. The 22 and the 6 will eat the most of that damage. And Christina's going to argue that she doesn't believe that she should be at fault for that because the 22 doesn't go, which is a valid argument, but it doesn't help out Champeau or Tom Willett, the 6, who has nowhere to go in response to that. And more contact there. Shampoo into Tyler Murray. So 10 cautions so far on the night. Tom Wetmore leads us to green. We're back underway. Josh Chen, Evan Locke going to try to find a way around the 16. You see the 16 on, you see the damage on Tom Wetmore's machine. He is not in a good spot. And oh, check up there. Huge check up Evan Locke up in the fence. He was trying to go for it, and he loses out big time. Josh Chen leads, Colin Keister in second. Gabriel Mauricio battling with Andrew Ferrinares for third. Chilcutt fifth. Emily Howe up to sixth. And then it's Evan Locke, Nick Doucette, Kirk Marble, and Tom Wetmore. Rounds out your top 10 at the moment, but it looks like the floodgates are where that 16 is. Marble gets clear. Alex Bates trying to get clear. See a lot of smoke, a lot of cars sliding around here. But we stay green. 60 laps to go. Josh Chen out in front by over half a second. A lot of off-throttle time through the corners. Chilcutt in that fifth spot. He's led a decent amount tonight, but he's not leading right now. He's in fifth. He's led 37 of the 143 laps completed so far. You saw that number update. Josh Chen out in front. He's only led, this will be lap 9 for him. Colin Keister, your pole sitter, has not led a single lap yet. Got jumped on this start by Jacob Potak and has not been in the lead since. Trying to change that, and he's got a tall order to do so. Gabriel Mauricio, third place. This is the highest he's been tonight. Has not yet led a lap. Andrew Ferrinares has led 14 in that machine. He's sitting right now in the fourth spot. Evan Locke's led 27 laps. No laps led. Emily Howe cautions out for the 11th time. And we're not sure who it was. Looks like it may have been the 99 of Lautenschlager. We'll find out. Caution number 11. And it 100% was Lautenschlager and Steinhauser getting together at a turn number 4. Avoids hitting the wall. Great job by Lautenschlager. Avoids hitting the wall and adding to what's already been a very tense day for the 99 camp for Roush Racing. Pretty good save there, all things considered. You don't get away with those too many times. Craig Lautenschlager does. So great job for him. Eleventh yellow tonight. Front of your field, Colin Keister now out front. As we get ready to approach, we'll be going green, it looks like, at 50 laps to go. Reminder, we do have ABN Victory Lane coming up here on Patreon after this broadcast concludes. We'll be talking to the podium finishers on this show, so you don't have to go anywhere for that. But if you want to hear from more drivers that have had eventful races here tonight that do not manage to finish top 3, that plus highlights and more available on Patreon. First episode for Winstel is going to be free for everyone. Scan the QR code and you'll be able to join in on the party after this race is over. It'll be a lot of fun seeing what everyone thought about this race at Bristol. First COT race in modern Winstel history. One of Winstel's largest entry lists. 58 drivers try to go for 44 spots. 42 still running. Colin Keister leads the way over Andrew Ferrinares and the 78 of Mike Rasmus. Then you have Philip Snipes in 4th. Ryan Moyer, your top 5. They all stayed out. Green flag flies, away we go. Nick Doucette, two-time winner of this race, got a really good jump on Gabriel Mauricio and tries to pick up a spot on the restart. Green flag flies and away we go. And trouble again. Steve Brown and Tyler Murray. Both of them already on pit lane, and they did not drive there themselves. Two-car incident here, Steve Brown and Tyler Murray. It looks like it starts with Steve Brown, so we'll follow him for a second. What happens to the 10? Go full speed. Oh! Huge crash and nowhere for Murray to go at speed. Maybe slow motion would have been the call there. Ugly crash for Steve Brown. And nowhere for anybody to go, especially for Tyler Murray. On board, Steve Brown. You hear it slide, and he tries catching it, and it just grips up all of a sudden. And nowhere to go. Here's Tyler Murray's on board, if we can get it. If we can get it, that'd be great. He's behind Michael Guest and Chris Champeau here, so he's the 3rd in line, and he's in the middle lane. He thinks he's in the right spot to be because he's got cars in front of him up top and down low. But unfortunately, that is going to end days for both of them. And just like that, our DNF list is going to be a little bit longer. As Colin Keister gets back to the front of the field of 30, ahead of Andrew Ferrinares and Mike Rasmus. Ahead of Philip Snipes and Ryan Moyer. Top 5, as they were last restart, they will be again. 12th yellow of the night. Tyler Murray officially out for the day. His race is done. Steve Brown will be the same. Four retirements officially. Out of 44 starters, 44 still rolling. Green flag flies, away we go. Keister, Ferrinares, Rasmus, Snipes, Chen. In your top 5, Ferrinares got the door shut on him by Keister. The 30, looking for his second one of the season. Jacob Potak won last week. but out early, finishing 43rd tonight. The 30 did not have a great race in California last week. And consistency so important in the Winstel Cup Series. 20-race season. This is race 3. And consistency is going to be hard to find between the Gen 4 and the car tomorrow that you're seeing on your racetrack right now. Side by side, Josh Chen thought about making it 3 wide in the middle of Mike Rasmus and Andrew Ferrinares. Instead, will line up behind the 74. Mauricio in 5th, car 5 in P5. This car for Mauricio, a winner in the COT back in 07 at Dover, another concrete track. He is top 5 once again. So is your 2-time Bristol race winner, Nick Doucette. He is in 6th. We do have a Pete Antifreeze on board. Take advantage while we have some green flag laps to get on board the 15 as he tries to go for his 3rd win in Thunder Valley. Still looking for his first top 10 this season. The season stats, bottom of your screen. It has not been a great start between Daytona and California. Looking for something here at a track that he has traditionally been an ace at. He is battling for 5th. To his outside is Mike Rasmus. Still not clear. He's trying to be. And looks like he will be this time. He is clear. No, not quite. Matt Rasmus put up a really big fight there on the outside lane. We do have a Dodge on board from Brandon McGee watching this battle up in front of him. He is in the 7th spot. He's got a little bit of space, as much as you can probably ask for here at Bristol. That is the view behind him in this Dodge onboard. That is Dylan Roberts, the 8, and then the 43 of Ryan Andrew. He has had a very wild race. He is in the top 10 now, in 9th. Sean Pelleg, the Hendrick Motorsports car, the 48, the gatekeeper to the top 10. He has not had a great race. You see the damage even from the onboard here on that 48, but he is pushing forward ahead of Emily Howe. As he's still side-by-side in front of Brendan McGee, but you see how much closer he gets as you ride on board with McGee. The more you battle side-by-side, this is universal. The more you battle side-by-side, the better it is. Caution has come out for Brandon Coppinger. We have an onboard of Coppinger, 45. Yes, we do, but we're going to have to go back and look to see what happened to him. A little bit of damage looks like on the nose of this Dodge. So let's find out. .45 on your screen, the Marathon Dodge Charger. Does he get help from the 04 or does he get help from the 7? He gets checked up there behind the 84. Oh, he's going to hit it. He hit pretty hard here with the 32. Not a lot of place you can go there on that one. That's TJ Crampton that made contact with him, the 32. Look at it again, full speed. Just checks up behind the 84, just sends it in pretty deep there. Most everyone does a good job except for the 32. And gets him sent around. On pit lane now. This is on board with the 45 machine. And look at this, with about 30 laps to go, Look who has found his way to the front of the field. Jose Solis Jr. out in front. Kirk Marble in second, Alex Chilcutt in third. Wild. Absolutely wild. Looks like our overlay's having some issues here. We're going to try to reload it for you. So you're going to be without the top bar for just a moment. Bear with us. We've had some issues tonight as far as a little bit of delay. Let's see if we can get that fixed for you. As we get ready to go back racing here in Thunder Valley. It's Solis, then Kirk Marble and Alex Chilcutt. Green flag flies, away we go. Oh, it's taking, it is hurting a lot here right now, isn't it? Trying to diagnose it the best we can. Trouble further back. Not enough to draw out a yellow, but this is where you see some of the trouble. Craig Lautenslager checking up the field, tagged the fence, and everyone finding their way around. Solis leads the way. Colin Keister up to second. Keep an eye on this 30 car. Colin Keister is really pushing it here. And caution is out again. This time it looks like Ryan Hill and Craig Lautenslager may have been involved here. Let's take a look. This is Ryan Hill we're looking at. This was part of the 3-0 situation. We talked about the potential issue there with Craig Lautenslager in the 99. Lautenslager up on the top of the racetrack. He's trying to give space for everyone below. 4 wide, though, just does not work. Just want to make that part clear. And you're going to see why. Because this is a racetrack where you have to go up the racetrack. And when you don't have the space to do that, this is what happens. We saw this early in the race when it was 3 wide. 4 wide certainly doesn't mix well. Ryan Hill off the nose of Michael Guest, and that was Aaron Smith, the 01. That was also part of this. Lautenslager's trying to do everything he can to avoid hitting the 7. Not a lot of terrible impact there. Just some nudges and some pushes down the racetrack there. Davila got a piece of it. 19 did get a piece of it. Chris Champeau, his car bent on all 4 corners. Loaded up in time to avoid it. And back to real pictures. Everyone getting service and trying to get these cars back out on the racetrack for what should be a 20-lap shootout. Solis out in front. And he's going to have some big-time opposition. The 30 of Colin Keister in the second spot, sitting in the catbird seat. Jose Solis Jr. has not been down pit lane since lap 147. Colin Keister came down pit lane on 168. Kirk Marble also stayed out with Jose Solis Jr. and has not pit since lap 147. So they were looking track position. So far, at least for the 29, that's a net positive. Kirk Marble's been top 10 practically all race. Solis has not. Did not qualify well. And has really had to rely on strategy calls here to try to get forward. He has not won a race yet this season. finished second at Daytona, fourth at Fontana. So we'll see what happens here. Lights are out on the pace car. And the pace car disappears again. A little bit of a... It seems like iRacing itself is having some issues here, so bear with us, but Winstel has live admins to help direct traffic, which is why we haven't seen all the chaos that would normally come from that. Green flag flies, away we go. Mauricio gets to the inside of Kirk Marble. And they will leapfrog ahead of the Phoenix Racing car pretty quickly. Here's Doucette, the 15, in the top 5. Spoke to him last night, said he needed a good race. Right now, he's got one. In the top 5, in 4th. Here comes Colin Keister looking for the race lead. With the help of Gabriel Mauricio, he gets it. Keister, Mauricio, Solis, your top 3. And here comes the 15 of Doucette. Coming to 15 to go. Battle for third continues to rage on. Mauricio right on the tail of Keister, but hasn't been in threatening range just yet. Ryan Andrew trying to threaten for third. A little bit of contact, a little bit more. And Andrew moves up to third. Doucette will try to answer back. Money lap being set right now. Dylan Roberts battling Josh Chen. In the top 10 there. Rasmus, Ferrinaires, they gatekeep the top 10, 9th and 10th for them. Coming to 11 laps to go for Colin Keister and the lead lap cars. Oh, car in the fence. Roberts. Bounce off of Alex Bates. Multiple cars in the fence. Peleg and Ryan Moyer. We stay green so far, coming to 9 laps to go. Ryan Andrews closed in on this battle for the lead. Can he get around both Mauricio and Keister? Nick Doucette in 4th. Looks like a race win for the 3rd time at Bristol will be a bit of a reach for the 15 car, but a top 5 effort will definitely do for the 15 camp. What is it gonna take at the front of the field, though? 7 to go and counting. Andrew right on the bumper of Mauricio as they battle at the front. You see a lot of smoke, still green. Car is sliding and stepping out sideways all around the racetrack. All the eyes are on the front of the field. Can anyone stop Colin Keister from grabbing his 2nd win in 3 races? Mauricio stepping out a little bit, trying to stay ahead of the 43 of Ryan Andrew. Hayden Rapa on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to stay out of the way of the race leaders. Side by side. 4 to go. Ryan Andrew a little bit loose out of 4. But Mauricio running a lane that is not favorable right now. Another bit of step out there for Ryan Andrew. Chase the car up the hill a little bit. And it's going to allow Mauricio to get back clear. 3 to go. 1.5 miles to get to the end here in the Food City 500. Battle for second continues to rage on. Ryan Andrews going to have one more solid chance to go for this second spot. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Colin Keister, who's going to put Brandon Cruz a lap down. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Mauricio stays clear of Ryan Andrew, but Colin Keister's 2 for 3 in his Winstel debut. He wins again, this time conquering Thunder Valley. Ryan Andrew finishes in third behind Gabriel Mauricio. And you see Tom Wetmore's crashed coming to the finish. But Colin Keister is your race winner here in Bristol. Colin Keister, a race winner here tonight. Second time in 3 races in his debut season. He was an unknown in the Winstel Cup Series prior to 2 weeks ago. And is now a 2-time race winner. Some outstanding stuff for the number 30. Giving us a chance to catch our breath here. Wild stuff. Well, we'll talk to our podium interviewers in just a second. I do want to take a chance to go over the full race results here from Bristol. I was going to say, that number doesn't look right. Still doesn't look great. That's a little broken, isn't it? Let's see if we can reload this and give it another shot. Because Blake Cannon and Steve Brown did not finish second and third. Try to put everyone in the right positions here. A lot of crashes happen late. And I'm not entirely sure why. So bear with us here. Can we get the results now? Give us a shot. Nope, still broken. Okay. We'll try to sort through it here then. Colin Keister, Gabriel Mauricio, and Steve Brown, your top 3. It's not Steve. It got me already, and I know that it's Ryan Andrew that's finished third in this race. Blake Cannon and Steve Brown, they crashed in the final lap, and they towed, which is why it's tripped up the... It's why it's messed up the results screen. So, Keister, Mauricio, and Andrew, your top 3. We'll talk to your podium finishers in just a moment. Nick Doucette, top 4. Great result for him. He said he needed one. He got the result he was looking for tonight. Mike Rasmus in 5th. Andrew Ferrier's top 6. Jose Solis Jr. and Josh Chen, 7th and 8th here tonight. Looking further forward, this is the edge of the top 10 into the lower portions here. Emily Howell, top 10 ahead of Dylan Roberts. Kirk Marble finished 11th. Could not make those older tires stay long enough to remain in the top 10. Parker Alexander, another grueling race for the 44 camp. Multiple moments of contact and accident damage tonight. Persevered, got a top 12 for his efforts. Brandon McKissick, Tyler Head, Brendan McGee, they ran out your top 15 tonight. We saw Sean Pellick. He got into the wall late, dropped several spots. He was battling for that top 10. He went from 11th to 16th at the end of the race there. Michael Guest, his first appearance this season, gets him a 17th place finish. He'll have to try to qualify his way in again next week in Las Vegas. Ryan Moyer finished 18th here tonight. Not a bad effort for him. And then it's Evan Locke and Aaron Smith that ran out your top 20. Christina Ryan, not the result she was looking for. but 21st place for the 84 camp tonight. No Kyle Benson in this race. No 83 car. So a lone Red Bull car in 21st, TJ Crampton in 22nd, Ryan Hill, Alex Bates, Bryce Saucier, Brandon Coppinger, Ryan Daly, and Philip Snipes run out your top 28 here in Bristol. All the cars we mentioned so far on the lead lap. We have more to go here, all the way down to Tom Willett in 33rd on the lead lap here. Craig Lautenslager, Chris Champeau, Lucas Davila, Corey Steinhauser, Tom Willett, Tom Wetmore. First car off the lead lap here. And then it's Brandon Cruz, Alex Chilcutt, Hayden Rapach, Corey Cook. And that's where it gets a little bit wonky because Blake Cannon is down here in 39th position, or that's where he's supposed to be. 39th is Blake Cannon. He was off the lead lap. Christian Budd in 40th. Steve Brown 41st is how that's supposed to look. So instead it looks a little bit wonky because of the way cars had to tow off at the end of the race. Tyler Murray, Jacob Potak, Steve Buchanan among the retirements here in Bristol. Not many until late in this race. But a wild race here in Thunder Valley. That being said, we do have some podium interviews that we do get to break forward here, and we will get to talk to our race winner, Colin Keister. We did not get to talk to him at Daytona. We do get to talk to him now. So let's go ahead and get into the action here. Let's start with Gabriel Mauricio, third place finisher here in Bristol. A wild race, a very arduous and stressful race, but Gabriel Mauricio, a third place run, a good rebound to get this season underway fully for that 5 team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just happy to be able to finish this race. I mean, last year I think I qualified inside the top 5, and by turn 1 I was already barrel rolling upside down. So I guess qualifying poorly was the key to surviving this race. I mean, I think 2 tires early in the race really gave me track position, so I could really decide where I was going to go, where I was going to try to pass, and it was mostly just keep track position. Don't get too greedy trying to pass somebody on the bottom. You could easily get stuck there and lose multiple spots, but just happy to keep up the great position and the points and just survive Bristol because I didn't get a chance at all last year.
And it works out here in a big way. Second place tonight here. You held off Ryan Andrew in an amazing battle at the end there. Obviously, first race of the COT. This is the season everyone's been looking forward to. 58 cars attempted to qualify for this race. It seems like staying top 35 very important. Consistency is a big part of that. For you in this 5 camp, the first 3 races have been a gauntlet. It'll be more of the same next week at Las Vegas. What is the feeling going into the season for the 5 team, getting a result on the board early to help secure this car in the top 35 pretty easily, and to not have to worry about that additional stress that you see other drivers having to worry about already? We saw that was a big talking point entering tonight.
Yeah, I just hope that I can keep it up. I mean, the first race was a play race, but good enough. I survived and got a top 5. And then last race at Auto Club, I kind of had like a top 5, top 10 speed, but took 4 tires on the last pit stop and really put me in the back, but still was able to manage a top 10 finish. So as long as I can keep up a top 10, I think it's going to be good enough to get in the chase.
That is the big talking point. Obviously, went to the chase last season, trying to do so again with the additional work of having to balance these 2 cars, the Gen 4 and the car tomorrow coming up here. You talk about the results you've had so far, near misses, but getting closer to another race win here. Las Vegas coming up. Going to be a wild race, going to be one of the fastest races of the Winstel Cup Series season on those intermediates. Do you feel confident that this car could help get you that next win?
Yeah, I mean, I usually run decent there, so I'm not sure how much is going to be of this difference with the COT, especially with how much you got to get on the brakes with this car. I was definitely struggling with that. I felt like I was getting hard on the brakes and still was not checking up the car enough. So I think it's going to be the key point is really adapt to the car and not drive it like it's still the Gen 4.
Well, that adaptation worked well for you here tonight. Second place in Thunder Valley, getting that podium after missing out at Daytona and having to work through the field at Fontana last week. Before we let you go and obviously let you debrief and get ready for Las Vegas, if there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, the floor is yours. We didn't get to talk to you much last season. Glad we get to go to start off the account early here in Bristol.
Yeah, just happy to get a good finish, and just want to thank Winston for putting this together. I mean, it was definitely a struggle with all the the restart glitches. I mean, iRacing said they couldn't replay this. I think we got plenty of replays to show all the glitches that we got tonight, and yeah, just want to thank the league.
A phenomenal job. You mentioned the issues that we've had tonight, just getting everything rolling here. Overall, I think a pretty big success rolling with the punches here tonight. Gabriel Mauricio able to enjoy that success. Second place tonight here in Bristol. Congratulations. And we'll move on to the flip side of that battle at the end of the race. Ryan Andrew, the 43 car for Petty Enterprises, a little all over the map tonight here. Ends up third place. Had we said that the first half of the race, you probably would have been happy. Walk us through it.
Going into tonight, I felt confident. I did a little bit of practice, not in the Toasted sessions that they did, but a little bit of a test drive practice. I felt pretty confident, and then I made the race in the qualifying server, so I was good there. And then in the main qualifying server, I just completely overshot turn one. Had to start at the back basically, and then was working my way up through the field, and then I looking back at it, looked like a little bit of net code. It was just a racing incident coming off the corner where I got turned, so had to repair some damage, and then was able to come back through the field again.
That 43 car had pace. A lot of drivers had pace throughout this race. That 43 car you mentioned there, surviving a little bit of contact, surviving some early drama, getting yourself forward. Having to qualify your way in is no small feat here. That was the pace surprising to you, or were you sitting on your back pocket knowing this car tomorrow was going to help you out a little bit?
I've had a little bit of experience with this car, but not a whole lot. Like going through the field, which I think is a lot of the cautions were, I think, caused because of just the people being unfamiliar with the corners of the car, with the braking and the acceleration off the corners, because it can get really unstable if you just overstep the limit. So it's definitely something to adjust to compared to the Gen 4. And I got it figured out there late in the race, but with all the cautions, it made it even harder to get in a rhythm.
Survival of the fittest was the theme of the night tonight here in Thunder Valley. Obviously, we know the concrete jungle can eat up cars. It ate up a lot of cars tonight. You got away relatively unscathed. Las Vegas, last race before the top 35 resets. That's obviously your goal. A race like this helps you out significantly. Las Vegas, how do you prepare for that race to help secure your top 35 spot to where you don't have to go through and pre-qualify?
I believe that one's in the car tomorrow too, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I feel a little bit more confident about the bigger tracks compared to the short tracks, where it's just kind of a wild card at a place like Bristol with just not a lot of room, a lot of wrecks, and just the and also shout out to the admin team for staying on top of the like scoring issues and bugs. So I think once we get more spread out on a mile and a half, I feel confident about that.
Confidence is key, especially trying to make the top 35 in a very stacked Winstel Cup Series field. Ryan Andrews survives the chaos, battles to the podium, and gets the third place here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Before we let you go and let you get ready for that critical race in Las Vegas next Sunday, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, the floor is yours. A fantastic drive as always. We got to talk to you a couple times last season. Hopefully, this is the first of several conversations we have this season.
Yeah, I just gotta thank Richard Petty for giving me the opportunity for the rest of the season. Started out in the 56, had a good run going to Auto Club, missed the Daytona 500, and I feel like I should have had it last week Auto Club, but sometimes things just don't work out. So we just got to get into the top 35 to lock into the rest of the races, and I think we'll be good.
One step closer to that top 35 and being able to lock in and focus on just the race preparations here for Ryan Andrew. Third place tonight here in Bristol. Congratulations. And again, hopefully we get to talk to you a lot more this season.
Thank you.
And now we get to talk to the man of the hour, the driver that is now 2 for 3 in his Winstel Cup Series debut season. For those that maybe don't know, Colin Keister, not a bad driver. I'm probably mispronouncing your name. If I am so sorry. Kind of just flying by night here. That being said, you have not had any issues with adjusting and preparing. A wild race tonight for you, but still victorious here at Bristol. 2 for 3, as we mentioned. Fontana looks to be more of an anomaly in itself there. Walk us through your race, pole position, but you didn't lead until after the first half of the race was already gone.
Yep, you pronounced it just right. Yeah, the start of the race, I just didn't fire off very well, and Jake got by us, and I really wasn't able to hit the line right there at the start of the race, and got into it with another driver, and we ended up getting into a wreck and sent to the back. Had to fix some damage, but we were able to slowly work our way back up through the field there at the end and play the tire strategy just right. And that last yellow, it took 2 tires and was the first one out on tires, and we were able to drive right by everybody and got to the front and set sail from there.
Momentum is so important, especially here at Bristol, especially in these cars, and it seemed difficult to keep that put together. Obviously, the drivers we've talked to so far, the issues with the timing and everything that the admin team had to stay on top of all night doesn't help. For the 30 car, you talk about an up and down day for yourself. How do you sort of adjust and set that behind you, because it can snowball pretty quickly, especially at a race like Bristol. It's known for the tempers flaring. I'm sure there was plenty of that tonight further along the field. How do you put yourself in the mindset of just putting your head down and getting back into it? Because it isn't easy. There was drivers that were up in the top 10 at one point, and we never saw them again. You were able to come back time and time again and get back into that top 10. What was the mindset strategy that you were able to sort of find that extra gear to get back to the front, especially that closer to the end?
Yeah, at the start there, I did get a little heated and had to calm myself down, and I just had to tell myself that it was a long race and there was going to be yellows and different tire strategies, and I just had to play it right and try to gain spots when I could and just keep the nose clean and work our way up through the field.
It worked out a phenomenal treat here tonight. Obviously, we watched you grab your first win in the Daytona 500 2 weeks ago. We get to watch you win your second race here in Bristol in the COT. Now we get to go and do one of the wild card combinations. This car tomorrow at Las Vegas next Sunday. You're 2 for 3. Are you feeling confident going into Las Vegas, or is that a little bit of the unknown?
Yeah, I feel pretty confident going into Vegas. I've always been good at the mile and a halfs, and I do like this COT as well with the high horsepower. So I know last race we got to qualify our way in again, and we should be top 35 in points after next week, and won't have that pressure on us. So, but I feel confident next week that we can get a good finish there as well.
We're looking forward to it. A lot of fast cars ready to go in Las Vegas. Speeds topping 210 miles an hour in Sin City next Sunday. It's going to be an absolute treat. The 30 car is proving to be a contender early in his rookie season in Winstel. Not a rookie to iRacing by any stretch of the imagination, but a fantastic drive here in Thunder Valley. Colin, before we let you go and let you celebrate and get ready for next Sunday, if there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, the floor is yours. Obviously, we didn't get to talk to you at Daytona. Welcome to Winstel, and obviously doing a really good job yourself getting 2 for 3.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to the admins for putting on a good show tonight. That the track was not doing us any favors, and they were able to keep us in line and call the green flags at a good time. And just say shout out to my fellow competitors we had a few green flag runs. I was pleasantly surprised with the runs we had tonight, and shout out to you guys as well for putting on a good broadcast.
A phenomenal job, Colin Keister, race winner for the second time this season in 3 races, making himself a top contender here early on. Still has to qualify his way in one more race. That 30 car, top 35 already in points. Let's see if he can go 3 for 4 in Sin City. Colin, congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Colin Keister, your race winner. 39 laps led tonight en route to his race win. As we mentioned, did not get to lead any of the first half of this race. Took him a while to find his way back to the front of the field. Bottom of your screen, bottom right, is the QR code that join us for ABN Victory Lane. We're going to see if we can talk to more drivers here from Thunder Valley. Tempers flaring, could be a little bit tense. We'll see what thoughts are from Bristol Motor Speedway here. That's on Patreon. The first Winstel episode of Victory Lane will be free to everyone, so that QR code can help get you your destination to stay up to date on when we go live there in just a couple minutes' time. On behalf of everyone here for Winstel, the Winstel Cup Series, and everyone here at ABN, this is going to conclude our coverage from Bristol Motor Speedway. Join us on Patreon here in just a few minutes for Victory Lane. And if we don't see it later on Victory Lane, we'll see you on Saturday when the RX High Octane Series heads over to North Wilkesboro. I'm Carmen Sienna. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.